Check communications. be seated. Oh, good afternoon. Wow. Good afternoon and welcome to the 12th annual commencement at Sonoma Academy. On behalf of our trustees, faculty, and staff, I would like to welcome and recognize parents and grandparents, extended family and friends, alumni, and all of you who have come here today to help us celebrate the great class of 2015. On this beautiful day, we have so much to be grateful for, including the Sonoma Academy trustees who love and support our school. Trustees, will you please rise so that we can recognize you? And what would we do without the Copeland Creek Brass Quintet and their rousing pomp and circumstance? Thank you. Thank you. They're always here. This makes 12 graduations for you guys. And thanks also to the junior class parents who have perfectly decorated our tent today. Thank you. One more important thanks, this one on the part of the seniors. Will you please rise, turn around, and give your family and friends a big round of applause? Sonoma County. We just love it here. All right, seniors, time to sit back and enjoy. We are here to celebrate you, your accomplishments, the myriad ways you have grown and changed, and your bonds to each other and to this beautiful place. In a coda of sorts to the baby pictures and middle school portraits we saw of you in last night's slideshow, I would like to share a retrospective glimpse in your own words to who you were before Sonoma Academy. It's one of my little graduation rituals, something I look forward to as the school year dwindles to a close. And if I sound a little bit hoarse, it's because the faculty had a little karaoke with Darren and Drew last night. From one of the big metal filing cabinets in Una's office, I pulled out a thick stack of essays clipped together with photos from when you applied to Sonoma Academy. While you were all still busy wrapping up the school year with exams and assignments, I read through each one of your applications. It was both fun and poignant to visit with the younger version of you at the very moment you were preparing to leave us. And it was hard to choose just a few to share with you this afternoon as examples to remind you of how much you've changed, and yet in endearing ways, how much you are the same. When reading through these files, I'm often struck with a kind of déjà vu. Though we didn't know then who you would become today, it's easy to recognize the future you in your 8th grade essays. Your personalities were strongly evident. For example, perhaps you can recognize the young man who, when asked to write about his strengths, responded with, "That is a difficult question indeed. I can confidently say that writing about my personal qualities or strengths is not one of my personal strengths." Yes, that was Squid. Yep. Who brought so many other personal strengths to the school that the one he says he lacks, we never noticed. Describing herself as a hard worker and a good leader, Paige was equally straightforward, but with a completely different flavor. She wrote, A good leader always does what's right, even when people aren't watching. I'm usually the one who says, "Come on, guys, let's start our homework now." And it was true. Paige's reliable work ethic, exercised quietly and modestly, was indispensable in the classroom and on the playing field. There were a number of different writing prompts on the application to help us figure out who you were. Remember the "if you were having a dinner party and could invite anyone you wanted, who would it be" question? Well, we took note of Karishma's unique set of interests in her answers. She wanted to invite her favorite classical writer, Edgar Allan Poe, for, quote, "Not only did he invent the grotesque and arabesque literary genres, but he was the creator of the modern detective story, the Sherlock Holmes before Sherlock Holmes. How fascinating," she went on, "that he himself had a mysterious death. It's rather weird when a famous poet is found wandering around Baltimore wearing ill-fitting clothes in a state of confusion. It's even more weird when the famous poet in question is found, taken to a hospital, cries 'Reynolds!' falls into a coma and dies. Who wouldn't be curious?" Well, not necessarily everyone, but we can see why it captured Karishma's imagination. A performer at heart, Katy Berry wanted to invite Elvis Presley. "His pompadour and white jumpsuit were simply brilliant," she wrote. "I love everything about Elvis, even the people who try to imitate him with their capes and puffy wigs." However, and here she went on to quote Johnny Carson on the subject, "If life were fair, Elvis would be alive and all the impersonators would be dead." Then there was the aha writing prompt, where we asked you to tell us something you'd realized or learned at school. Chris Reed wrote about the social dynamics of middle school. "Recently, I realized that there is a lot of drama at my school, a lot more than necessary. I tried not to get involved with it, but alas, drama is like a hungry puppy. It follows you everywhere." I was becoming my own worst nightmare. Then, out of the blue, I realized I didn't have to keep up with it. I joined the Glee Club and accompanied the singers by playing bass. I started running with the cross-country team and cut my time in half. I realized that this is what school is all about, not to enrich your life as much as possible or hear about who is dating whom. I had come to my senses. Chris's eminent good sense, and his sense of humor for that matter, were also evident when he wrote about his love of music. Since I was never what anyone would call a vocal prodigy, I decided I would stick with instruments. I saved up every penny and bought a Kentucky 675 F-style mandolin, which I renamed my pride and joy. What I like about mandolin is that it's got the best of both worlds. You've got the fact that you can play violin music on it because they share the same tuning, and then you've got the fact that it looks like what would happen if a banjo and a ukulele had a baby. McLean recalled an aha moment from kindergarten. "My friend Gabe had a very advanced vocabulary for a 5-year-old. He used words like barely and technically, which caused me constant confusion. I tried to imitate him. Unfortunately, my attempts often backfired. I have a distinct memory of playing ball tag with Gabe on the school field. Gabe threw a ball, I heard a whistling, and it whizzed past my ear. But then the other kids started saying that the ball had hit my ear. I tried to explain that it hadn't by exclaiming, 'The ball barely hit me.' Later, I realized that I had contradicted myself in what I thought was a sophisticated demonstration of my advanced language skills." McLean's honesty and sense of justice are qualities we have loved about him throughout his years at SA. I suppose we could have recognized Spencer's tenacity, willingness to say it like it is, as well as his fashion flair, as he described his decision to stick with wrestling in the 7th grade. "At the beginning of the season, I wasn't too eager to sign up. All of the 8th graders were enormous, and I was sure I would be crushed. I was not incorrect. But as the season went on, I was holding my own. Being on the wrestling team reminded me of being a little kid in Taekwondo and how silly we must have looked in those little outfits. As a wrestler, I'm older now and much more mature, although I am still wearing spandex. In addition to these clearly humorous anecdotes, your wisdom was apparent as well. Sierra wrote about a backpacking trip to the summit of Mount Whitney. The most memorable moment of this trip was when our feet finally reached the summit. Standing at the very edge of the highest point in the continental United States was amazing, and even my fear of heights could not stop me from leaning over the edge and seeing the drop down to the Owens Valley far below. When we finally got back down to the parking lot, I was exhausted. My feet were covered in blisters and I could barely walk, but I still felt amazing. In fact, I had never felt better, even though my feet had never felt worse. After we ate dinner, after reminiscing with friends from the trail, after we had retired to our hotel room and lay in our beds, I finally realized what had been keeping me so joyful. Despite all the hardships and everything that went wrong, and perhaps because of them, our accomplishment was immense. I had done it. I learned that if I set my heart to something, I could do it, no matter what. I think Sierra captured the spirit of this very moment. She's good at that. When after a long trek, through whatever challenges and hardships each of you may have surmounted on your way, you have reached a summit. Not the last summit you will reach in your lives, but an extremely important one. We hope you have arrived here feeling like Sierra did on that day on Mount Whitney, knowing that if you set your heart to something, no matter what may seem to stand in your way, you can do it. You did do it. I could go on and on telling stories about you, and we will, long after you've crossed this stage today. But right now, it's time to hear from a young man I've already referenced in this speech. I think he needs no further introduction. You chose him, and we can see why. Please welcome your senior speaker, Chris Reed.
Well, here we are, the graduating class of 2015. Our 4 years at Sonoma Academy have finally come to a close. In the span of a few short hours, we'll all be high school graduates, leaving this school that we've made our second or even third home, saying goodbye to all the memories that we've made here, and seeing some faces in person for the last time. There's a sobering truth. After today, there are some people we've seen nearly every day for the past 4 years that we're never going to see again in our lives. You'll forget about these people until one day, 40 years from now, you'll be walking down the street and recognize the boyish grin of Lucas Tomarvik from across the way and think to yourself, man, I went to high school with that guy. But such is the nature of life. So don't think about this in a negative light. Conversely, there's people in this graduating class who will know each other until the day they die. There exist friendships out there that will hold for the rest of your lives. That astounds me. How relationships and friendships could arise from this particular set of people who are randomly thrown together with others who happen to live in the general vicinity of one another. That's crazy. But the part that really gets me isn't that I, for example, have been able to find like-minded individuals in this school. That's because I don't really hang out with many like-minded individuals here, nor do I think many people do. We stick to those we find interesting, and we tend to shape ourselves in those images. This past summer, I went to the Philippines for a United Methodist Young Adult Leadership Conference, representing the District of Northern California and Nevada. For a few weeks, I spoke and debated with a few other young people from around the world about different issues, such as in which companies our church should divest or invest, climate change, LGBT inclusion, etc. However, the night we arrived at the retreat center in which the conference was to be held, Typhoon Ramasun struck. It was the first typhoon to hit the Philippines since the infamous Typhoon Haiyan, which left over 6,000 dead in 2013. And as a result, the retreat center staff were well prepared in the case of another natural disaster. I went to bed with the light rain hitting my window, and at 2 a.m., there came a vicious pounding on my dormitory door with a small Filipino woman accompanying it, politely saying with a smile, "It's time to go." The next hour of my life was a chaotic rush, the blurry-eyed, jet-lagged me running through windy halls filled with broken glass and water to get to a gymnasium repurposed as a storm shelter. I was not alone on this trek. By my sides were two young men from Texas, one from North Carolina and one from Georgia, who only said his name was Scar. We broke through to the outside, braving the 100-mile-per-hour winds for a few minutes in order to make the final stretch of our journey. As we approached the doorway, I stopped the group. "Guys, how often are we going to have the opportunity to pee in a typhoon?" They looked around at each other. "This is probably it," Scar replied. And so we peed into that typhoon, all of us. Because in that very moment, we were all best friends. I didn't know half their names, but for a second, I'd never been closer to anyone in my life. And I think that instance sums up high school pretty well. Yeah. We're thrown together in this giant proverbial pig pen and told to duke it out. And it's all just like a matter of chance that we're here together right now. It's all just a matter of chance that we have the best friends we do, that we hate the people that we hate, and that we love the people that we love. We shaped and molded each other, too. I can assure you that the person you were freshman year could never have anticipated the person you've become. That's because we as people aren't following some natural evolution in our character. We took in traits from those around us and rubbed some off, too. So, now we're faced with the rest of our lives, and I guess we're all floundering, trying to figure out how the hell we're going to make it these next few years. Some of us will inevitably go off into the forest in search of our true inner selves, and some people will never leave home. But if there's one thing that Sonoma Academy taught us that we should heed more than anything else, it's how to participate in a community. Freshman year, Jamie had us read a book called To a Mountain in Tibet by Colin Thubron, a story about the author's slow ascent up Mount Kailas, a sacred mountain in the Himalayas. While I actually never read it, I was briefed on how boring the book was by fellow classmates. Sorry, Jamie. I was briefed on how boring the book was by fellow classmates, and how incredibly anticlimactic the ending was in which the author reaches the peak. People were angry about this. They wanted something more interesting to bring the book to a close, paying no attention to his slow journey up the face. But in the end, I guess that's life. For the most part, we're fixated on the ending and don't pay attention to the entire 200 pages of journey that lie between the starting point and the destination. So I guess if there's any parting words I can leave you with, celebrate those who are around you in life. Sonoma Academy didn't teach us to go off and become rail or oil tycoons. It taught us how to cooperate in a community. It taught us to make do with those whom chance threw our way, to learn from them and teach them in tandem. And here's something you can do when you graduate and go off into the world. Pay attention to the little details. Every little detail you gloss over has shaped someone's life, and don't be afraid of that. Be happy that you left an impact, and were impacted as well. Thank you.
And now for a musical interlude. see. Just as they did with the senior speaker, the class chooses one of their teachers to speak at graduation as well. And this year, they extended the invitation to Sonoma Academy Director of Theater, Jen Cote. What a great choice. First of all, Jen's sunshiny spirit and beautiful smile would be sure to ward off any possible chance of precipitation. And second, there's no way we could be bored. Jen not only speaks with passion and conviction, in melodious tones and crisp diction, but she can sing and dance and do stage combat. More important, Jen is heartfelt, and in turn, she is beloved. The mega cast for this year's Evening of the Arts was not only a reflection of the great job our senior directors did, trained as they are by Jen, but of the program Jennifer has built during her 5 years at Sonoma Academy, where the theater, classroom, and stage are safe and supportive places for students to discover and exercise voice, empathy, humor, pathos, and friendship. Please welcome your friend and mine, Jen Cote.
I also sang karaoke last night. I did a duet with Janet. On this day, when the class of 2015 prepares to leave the safety of the Sonoma Academy campus and embark on an important journey, I think it's only fitting to remember another group of enthusiastic pioneers whose travels have been forever recorded in the annals of California history, the Donner Party. You've all heard of the Donner Party, but most of you have not heard of Lansford Warren Hastings, the man who convinced the Donners to take an ill-fated shortcut through the Sierra Nevada mountains known as the Hastings Cutoff. While Hastings and his party made it through just fine, things didn't turn out nearly as well for those who followed his bold and reckless strategy. One of those precious few Donner Party survivors, William Eady, later vowed to kill Hastings. But it's a good thing he didn't, because in addition to his other dubious achievements, Lansford Warren Hastings was also my great-great-grandfather. Which is another way of saying that today you will be getting advice on which direction you should take in life. Not only from a theater major, but also from a descendant of one of the most famously unqualified givers of directions in American history. Okay, hello everybody, my name is Jennifer. I'm an actor. It took me until I was 30 to be able to hold my head high and utter that phrase, I am an actor. There was something about the title actor that instantly made me feel inadequate, apologetic. I was also worried I wasn't authentically talented enough to carry the title. I felt embarrassed that I never had higher academic or career aspirations. I used to fantasize what it would be like to stick my hand out at a party and say, "Hi, I'm Jennifer. I'm a pediatric neurosurgeon." Also, every time I said actor, I was afraid that other people were hearing cocktail waitress / wannabe model / spokeswoman / college dropout. But I was always serious about my craft and my path, having done theater consistently since the age of 8, but I was afraid that other people wouldn't acknowledge its value or its legitimacy. It took me years of studying acting, getting my master's degree, and discovering my love of directing and educational theater to fully embrace my path. I am proud to say that I am past this title identity crisis now. One of the best parts of your 30s and your 40s truly is caring so much less about the opinions of others. And for the record, I will say I have never felt more instantly proud than the day I got to say, I am the theater director at Sonoma Academy. I love learning and school life and the seasonal ebb and flow of the school calendar, but that wasn't always the case. High school was rough for me at times, exacerbated by the death of my father in my sophomore year. I felt uninspired and disillusioned about the superficial social scene and the seemingly pointless academia. And besides, I was always tired from late-night rehearsals. So as an 18-year-old college theater major, I thought, good, I'm finally done with learning about all the boring stuff like history and math and science. It wasn't true. I now know one of the greatest parts of working in the theater, and especially on a period play, is that the research that goes into understanding the world the characters live in, delving deeply into a culture, the political, the social climate, right down to the foods and clothing of the era. For me, theater shone a light on places I never would have been drawn to explore, and it made me appreciate hidden corners and crevices of humanity. Essentially, I accidentally learned to love learning. While working on Tom Stoppard's Arcadia, I even learned to appreciate the beauty of math, science, and nature, and how they are intricately intertwined. However, it is also true that I cannot triple a recipe without asking my husband Jeff to do the math for me. Ironically, and because fate is cruel, my first day job out of grad school was working for a Broadway producer, where it was my responsibility to create formulas and spreadsheets to calculate the weekly Broadway grosses. But I did it, and I did it well, and I felt proud because numbers finally interested me when they came in the guise of theater. I tell you all of this because I really hope you graduates choose your career paths based on your deep and true interests, and that you won't take as long as I did to embrace your choices. Find a true love. Some of you already have that true love. You are already excelling as you pursue it. Your great love might not be the thing that earns you a paycheck, but it will still feed you. Theater is this love for me, and my love of story and storytelling is consistently revealing the universe to me in new and interesting ways, and helping me to examine the human condition from different perspectives. Part of what keeps me going is simply wondering what new corner of the world we're going to peer into in our next production. From a bohemian Paris bar to the shores of Greece, to the hillsides of Italy, to the dark hollers of the Appalachian Mountains. The most important life lesson theater taught me was that the best moments in life come from mistakes. Big ones, ugly ones. There are moments on the stage when everything starts to spin out of control and you miss your entrance and you lose all memory of your lines and the orchestra pit almost swallows you and you're in the wrong costume and the prop fell to the floor and it shattered and your hair almost caught on fire and the dog that you're on stage with is licking itself. And also you're sweating buckets and the corset is squeezing your lungs, making it near impossible to breathe, and yet miraculously, you save it in the moment. The audience is none the wiser, and the show goes on. Stephen Sondheim, the great American lyricist and composer, and also one of my personal gurus, once said that art in itself is an attempt to bring order out of chaos. And while it is true that life on the stage, it is also true in real life. Odds are really good that your life will be chaotic and super messy at times. You won't always be sure of your role or what to say, and your timing will be off. You're going to get laughed at, and sometimes you are going to be scared. But in the end, the bad moments pass, and you're still standing, occasionally with pie in your face, but you get through it, and the show goes on. Another theater truism is that if you cast your play well, 80% of the job is done for you. I would say this does actually apply to real life as well. I urge all of you to consider carefully the players in your life and cherish and stay connected to the heroes, the allies, the leading men and ladies, the sidekicks, the quirky neighbors, and the best friends. When you make a mistake and accidentally put the antagonist in a leading role in your life, don't be afraid of recasting. You cannot, however, recast your family members or your children. So I suggest learning to collaborate well with the ones playing the roles currently. My daughter Juliet has asked me a number of times if I could recast the roles of her older brothers with older sisters, but I told her it is simply not done. Many of you are entering college in the fall with a whole new cast of characters. I urge you to seek out and be a part of a strong and positive ensemble or community, no matter what that community may look like. A job, a club, a bar where everyone knows your name, a think tank, a group of fellow bird-watching enthusiasts. Your community knows you, and being known is valuable. Feeling, especially when life takes on the elements of a Greek tragedy, it could not be more valuable. Your class has known loss and grief in your 4 years here at SA. I know this too well. But I also witnessed great strength in this community and its powers of healing and holding us together in times of sorrow. I was in awe of the support you all provided to one another and to your teachers this fall. I have definitely struck casting gold with the SA community, and I feel grateful to be a part of the way we show up for one another every day. Okay, one more important lesson theater taught me is that you have an issue or a cause that you care about in this world, you can actually do something about it. Even a theater major should try to change the world in some way. I am concerned about the lack of female artists represented as leaders in the arts world. Great female-driven stories are hard to find, so I am going to do my part to remedy this. I strongly suspect that I am going to see one of my female student directors, actors, or playwrights make a strong impact in the arts world and have their artistic voices heard, and with this, I will feel I have made a difference. As the actress Glenn Close once observed, all great art comes from a sense of outrage. Use your outrage to make the changes you want to see with the tools and the skills you have. One of the things that we try to teach you here at SA is that learning never stops. My next challenge is going to be playwriting, something that I find daunting. Fortunately for me, you have all provided me with enough material that I could possibly ever need for my first play. It's going to be an angsty, coming-of-age Breakfast Club meets Easy A-ish ripoff. Sitting at my desk on a daily basis, I have witnessed great acts of kindness, sensitivity, friendship. I have also seen tumultuous love affairs that come crashing down, prom date requests that go horribly wrong, friendships fracturing and repairing themselves, relationship struggles, driver's tests passed, college acceptances and rejections, sports triumphs and disappointments, broken bones. I have seen tears flow and laughter abound, and I have seen courage and strength of character emerging as you find your adult voices and discover the skills to survive and thrive in the world. Thank you so much for all of the great material. I promise I won't use your real names. No. Okay, and now one final confession from a theater major, followed by one final request. First, the confession. What drew me towards theater wasn't my healthy side. I was broody, and I was a sad teen, and I needed stories to show me that other people had problems that matched and exceeded my own. I needed the community and the ensemble nature of theater people to help me see that my story wasn't the only story, and that my version of crazy was acceptable and could be channeled into producing art, which can be healing. The show must go on is not simply a cliche, it is actually a deeply felt internal command, and it's kind of crazy itself. But the inherent privilege of producing art is that it celebrates crazy. And now here's my request. Embrace that which makes you unique, wherever you find it, as that may be what ultimately makes you shine, and ignore the voices that make you feel ashamed to follow the direction indicated by your own inner compass. Your next community may not initially seem to keep it weird as we do at SA, but whatever you do, don't let those parts of you go. Sometimes those weird and crazy bits are actually the heart of you, and it will take courage to continue to celebrate your eccentricities. I am no longer ashamed to call myself an actor. And speaking of shame, let me close by defending my ancestor, Lansford Hastings, just for a moment. Yes, he wrote a trail guide for a trail he never actually had traveled by wagon. Yeah, he made mistakes, plenty of them, but he also loved the unknown, the wilderness, adventure, so he didn't let the Hastings cut-off fiasco and the public scrutiny stop him. No, he went on to write The Immigrant's Guide to Brazil. Yes. No, I hear it sold well and it actually helped people arrive safely in Brazil in one piece. It's terrible. That's terrible. Okay. All right, so maybe you should listen to me after all. Maybe being a theater major and a descendant of a famous con man doesn't completely discount my words here today. Or maybe Carrie actually wrote all of this and I'm just acting. Whatever the case, I do want you to know that I wish you the best in your future. I look forward to watching your journey from afar, hoping to get invited to your weddings, making the thank you list in your Academy Awards speeches, or even just calling me as a character witness in your trial. But hopefully, fondly remembering your story of your time at SA, where you were an important cast member in a singular, unforgettable ensemble.
Good? All right. We have a tradition at Sonoma Academy called the Challenge of the Spade. Each year, it's given to the rising senior class along with a challenge for them to dig deep, to persevere, and to inspire us with their leadership. Senior Student Leadership Coordinators Chris Reed and Eli Rosen-Duran will now pass the spade to rising SLC coordinators Ayan Sal and Avik Banerjee. Hold on, Chris, hold on. Loud.
On behalf of the class of 2015, do you accept the challenge of the spade? On behalf of the class of 2015, we accept the challenge of the spade. All right.
Okay, you guys are good. Yeah, keep it.
Oh, I was having so much fun. But I think we have to let them graduate now. And we are honored to be assisted in the awarding of the diplomas by the chairman of the Sonoma Academy Board of Trustees, Tim Duncan. Please welcome him. We will call each senior up to receive his or her diploma and hear the tribute written collaboratively by faculty and staff. Each year, as we review and revise the tributes, we notice a pattern of words that is inevitably different from class to class. The words most frequently used to describe the class of 2015 were kind, kindness, sweet, upbeat, positive, humble, generous, and compassionate. A great list and a great class indeed.
Madison Olivia Adams.
Maddie, this year during the Costa Rica intercession, you decided to get as much as you possibly could out of the experience. You went for it with all your heart and soul. This willingness to put yourself out there, combined with your determination and grit, has shown up again and again during your time here. Whether that was in taking classes that would challenge you to grow, getting your hands dirty or wet for science projects and garden work, excelling on the lacrosse field, or diving into a foreign culture and language. And yet your introspective nature and your powerful love of family and friends balances you, making you a good friend, a mentor to younger students, and a valuable member of our community. Congratulations, Maddie.
Gabriel Andrade.
Gabe, for a man with very little fanfare, your impact is tremendous. You startle us out of our old thinking habits. You question the underlying assumptions. You gently reject principles that others accept as given. While you are one of the most eager contributors to classroom conversations, your coaches respect you for listening attentively and playing hard. As a team captain, you are known for being refreshingly fair. You don't make others carry the ball bags and move the cones. You are not one to simply hope and talk and plan for a better world and a better future. You are the kind of visionary who is also ready to do the heavy lifting. Congratulations, Gabe.
Amelia Grace Angel.
Amelia, you are an intrepid lacrosse goalie and a fearless scholar. You charge, swat, check, and slam, and nothing gets by you. And that's just in the mathematics classroom. A three-sport athlete for all 4 years, you're the consummate team player, which is also evident in your skillful work as a health and wellness TA and your classroom contributions. You were able to pick up every subtle shade of meaning in what you read, often noticing details that even your teachers missed. You will always be a champion for your family, your friends, and for those with whom you join forces. Congratulations, Amelia.
Hallie Rose Arnold.
Hallie, you are a dolphin personified, exhibiting strength and grace and coordination. Your devotion to synchronized swimming has led you to earn a place in the Junior Olympics this summer. Closing out a 12-year career as a nationally ranked elite athlete, your endless hours of practice, travel, and competitions never sidetracked you from participating fully in life here. You have challenged yourself with some of our most difficult classes and have excelled in your schoolwork. Modest and unassuming, you work beautifully with others as well as on your own. We are so grateful to have been members of your pod. Congratulations, Hallie.
Noah Colbert Boffman.
Noah, it might be hard for someone to guess that this young man wearing plaid pajamas and a bathrobe to class is also a world traveler and budding humanitarian. You can turn even the coldest of sparse rooms into a place to snuggle. And many among us know what it means to be comforted with one of your warm and loving hugs. Your heart leaps out to those who suffer, whether they live in Cambodia or are right here within our community. You're stirred into action whenever you sense injustice and have matured into the ability to see the complexity of the thorniest of issues. As warm and as compassionate as you are, you're also a brilliant math student. We know you'll bring all of this to bear as you seek to answer the biggest questions in the universe. Congratulations, Noah.
Catherine Berry.
Katie Berry, words fall from your mouth like a waterfall down a gully, and while you are slamming, you wash your school in your words like a school of salmon. They should be chilled and made to writhe and breach and then made to rest in the deep pools you make. You give sharp edges to words that can cut and bite as deep as your lacrosse stick when it slices the air that vibrates with the waves of your war whoop. You leave your opponents, just like your audience, just like your teachers, just like your friends, gasping and trying to recover on the banks of the channel you have cut through life, and we clamor for more. Congratulations, Katie.
Hannah Olivia Becker.
Hannah, you are an unwavering truth teller, and you garner great respect on campus for always staying true to yourself. You take obvious joy in being in a learning environment, and you've never backed down from a difficult class. You are deeply attached to your peers. You celebrate their achievements loudly and suffer their setbacks alongside them. Despite your strong sense of self, you never take yourself too seriously, and your quick wit can lighten any situation. You have an encyclopedic knowledge of world events. In fact, someday, we expect you to be one of those movers and shakers. Whatever may come, we know that your future is bright. Congratulations, Hannah.
Simone Rosabella Paratoner Berg.
Simone, you are an energetic bundle of courage, power, creativity, and athleticism. You took an enormous leap of faith by changing high schools for your senior year, and let us know how you have made the most of your short time with us. In addition to writing fearless, open-minded prose, your love of art and animals has brought much to our community. You raised the bar with your beloved horses Elvira and Sancerre, earning medals around the world. But your true winnings, Simone, are the way you champion your family and close cadre of friends. We consider ourselves lucky to have your affection and loyalty because it is pure gold. Congratulations, Simone.
Morgan Patterson Hannah Balowski.
Like a fierce Morgan, like the bright green eyes of a wolf, your eyes reflect a fierce and keen attention, and a deep and abiding curiosity about everything you encounter. You are insatiably hungry to learn, you challenge ideas in search of meaning, and you prowl for new intellectual territory as easily as the wolf that crosses great distances in search of prey. Serious yet playful, you are a natural-born leader, a voice for the voiceless, a facilitator of resolutions, a vital member of our community. Your deep connection to nature infuses you with calm, while your moral courage steers you with a strength and beauty that rivals that of the wolves you so love. Congratulations, Morgan.
Karishma Batari.
Karishma, we knew from the first day you arrived that we were going to be amazed. Combining brilliant artistic vision with keen analytical insight, you weave strands of all your classes together into an integrated tapestry laced with wit and wisdom. You share your knowledge willingly and with enthusiasm and generosity. If you had been born during the Renaissance, you would have been a scientist, a doctor, an architect, a musician, and an artist. You may even now become all of those things, but no matter what direction you take, we know that your adventurous spirit and passion for knowledge will lead you to forge a brilliant new path all your own. Congratulations, Krishma.
Honora Brenner West.
Nora, you are like an intricately cut gem. So many facets create the sparkle and shine that is you. Turn one way and you see the intense and dedicated athlete running all 4 years and captaining your track team this spring. From another angle, there is the loving daughter and sister, the spontaneous and funny friend, the beloved teacher's aide in the classroom of Taylor Mountain Elementary School. From yet another view, we see how your thoughtful and approachable demeanor draws your peers, children, even animals towards your generous spirit. Yours is a gentle soul, the brilliance of which cannot be fathomed all at once, but only glimpsed through your many sides. Wherever you go, we know that you will enrich the lives of others just as much as you have enriched ours. Congratulations, Nora.
Matthew Clark.
Matt, you exude compassion, kindness, and humor in all that you do. When you lead guests around the school or tutor students after hours or play with the elementary school kids at Taylor Mountain, you have an uncanny knack for making your charges feel cared for and safe in your presence. You are one of those rare people who can take a complex idea in physics or calculus and distill it down for everyone to understand. And your writing comes from a place of sensitivity and care. You always thank your teacher at the end of the lesson. And now, Matt, we must thank you for all the personality and joy you have brought to us. Congratulations, Matt.
Violet Calliope Cole.
Violet, you are a pyrotechnician. When subjected to the alchemy of your neurons, even the most inert information is suddenly rendered highly combustible. Your ideas snap and burst and spark so much that just by being around you, we find that our own synapses begin to light up in exhilarating patterns. As impressed as we are by your mind, the IQ of your heart is even higher. You let down your guard and confess your humanity to us in all its hilarious and embarrassing glory. We look to you, therefore, as someone who will understand and accept us as the flawed and lovable humans we are. Congratulations, Violet.
Theodore Forrest Carmichael Davidson. I am so sorry. My advisee, Tim Krull.
Tucker, you have an analytical and inquisitive mind that questions and challenges the status quo. Yet you are always helpful towards others in the classroom, on the field, or on the court. You also think critically about any task at hand and grasp things that others may otherwise miss. You take in new information, then pause, and with a confident, laid-back look, quickly respond with an insightful quip. As a budding coder and entrepreneur, baseball team co-captain, Eagle Scout, basketball player, and health and wellness TA, you've always set a high bar and never quit. Congratulations, Tucker.
Theodore Forrest Carmichael Davidson.
Theo, your sincerity is astounding, and its depth is matched only by your breadth of interest. We never know if you'll come around the corner with your nose in a book or whether you'll be waving your viola around in a mock sword fight with an imaginary foe. Early on in your time here, you shared your art with us at community meeting, giving us a glimpse of your artistic spirit and the unique workings of your mind. You told us that you follow a philosophy of seeing the goodness in everything, and that you try to remember that we all share the same basic intention, to be happy. You reminded us to feel how alike we all are. Your compassionate spirit and presence in our community has made us more complete. Congratulations, Theo.
Jordan Virgil Day.
Jordan, like one of the Civil War generals you admire, you possess the qualities of a reluctant leader. Your analytical mind never accepts things at face value, preferring to approach problems from every angle, searching for strategies and solutions that others might overlook. You have a strong moral center and are not easily persuaded by popular opinion. Instead, you are guided by your own intellect and values, inspiring others to follow your example. Unlike any Civil War generals we know of, you also possess an impressive knowledge of Southern death metal and have blown us away with your musical skills at countless performances. Our only regret is that it took you so long to share your beautiful, soulful singing voice with us. Quite simply, Jordan, you rock. Congratulations, Jordan.
Peyton Tula DeVore.
Peyton, you are driven and motivated, yet always sweet and helpful. You put in solid and sustained effort, embodying the perseverance necessary of the best scholars and athletes. You are self-reliant and mature, always willing to work hard and with an ability to bring a great deal of focus to any enterprise. But you're also a joyful student who can often be found laughing and joking with friends. Your good humor and natural empathy toward others, as well as your strong sense of self and diligent work ethic, have enabled you to flourish here. And as we know, you will flourish wherever you go. Congratulations, Peyton.
Taro Ramon Duncan.
Taro, you prove that sometimes it takes someone from the outside to bring a community closer together. We are so glad that you joined us in your sophomore year, driving all the way from San Francisco every day, demonstrating how much you wanted to be with us. We've delighted in the way you've opened your heart to us, sharing your truth and observations. And we hope you know how much we've enjoyed being with you. Everyone on campus knows who you are, and you have set an essay precedent by being elected captain of the lacrosse team your senior year, despite not being able to play. Your commitment to sports is not limited to SA and various club teams. You even left a mark on the Taylor Mountain Elementary School sports program. We know that you will continue to inspire and be admired long after you leave here. Congratulations, Taro.
Zoe Ekren.
Zoe, whether it is on the lacrosse field or in the classroom, you can be relied upon to strike just the right note. Sometimes it's a joke to lighten an awkward moment or a passionate appeal to your classmates to step it up in the final stretch of a project. Whatever the moment calls for you, you can bring it. And this is what lies behind your ability to bring people together. While you do much here for our community, paw print editor, 4-year lacrosse player, your off-campus life is just as big, maintaining a Tumblr blog with over 10,000 followers. And volunteering countless hours to work with children. Oh, eclectic and engaged, you're a secret weapon in the student body, keeping us laughing and always on our toes. Congratulations, Zoe.
Hunter James Vietti.
Hunter, you know well how powerful it can be when one person shares their love and passion for something with others. And you have what it takes to be that kind of inspiration. You generously shared with us all that you love and hold most dear, whether that was an art project, a writing assignment, an amazing story about your close-knit family, your passion for riding dirt bikes, or your love of food and cooking. You have a big personality and an entrepreneurial spirit. This, coupled with your own talent in the kitchen, makes us think that we'll be sitting down to eat at your restaurant one of these days soon. Congratulations, Hunter.
Stephen Fitzgerald.
Stephen, even keeled and steady as a rock, you manage to find a way to walk on the sunny side of the street, no matter what life throws at you. A person with little tolerance for pessimism, you know that the good in life can always be found if only you look for it. Maybe it's this attitude that makes you such a caring friend, always willing to help others, whom you shower with your genuine concern. You are well loved by your peers, able to step into the middle of things with your wit and good humor, but you're also introspective and observant. Among other qualities, you have also managed to be one of the few DJs at our student dances whom no one complains about, no small feat. We know that your perseverance, your good humor, and your positive attitude will continue to serve you well. Congratulations, Stephen.
McLean Matthew Jackson Hartford.
McLean, you've been variously called the nicest person and a real sweetheart, among other similarly likable descriptions. Your kindness, your warmth, and concern for others, and your 100% authenticity make you easy to love. But you're not only the nicest guy on campus. Your innate humility masks a brilliant mind. You embrace learning with passionate curiosity that inspires your peers and reminds your teachers why they love their jobs. You think deeply and love to dig into a difficult problem. You have wound yourself into the center of our community, and we are better for having had you with us. Congratulations, McLean.
Ian Hartley.
Ian, you're a boundless source of energy, enthusiasm, and charisma. You can break to finals in 2 events at a speech tournament and then still have enough in you to stand on a bench, preach to over 500 other competitors, and then take a flying leap into a bush of ivy. You are innovative to the point that your school projects often have currency beyond the classroom, and nobody will be surprised when your first invention propels you to fame. We feel lucky to have witnessed the early stages of your brilliant, out-of-the-box thinking. Congratulations, Ian.
Drake Joseph Harold.
Drake, if anyone defies the old truism that curiosity killed the cat, it's you. Insatiably curious and an avid experiential learner, you're a solid student in the classroom. But where you really shine is in you teaching yourself, whether that's learning how to make a fly fishing tie or building a bike or how to go crabbing. Your interest in engineering will be well served by your tinkering personality, because once you are attracted to a problem, you won't quit until you have reached a solution that satisfies you. We will miss your skill on the basketball court, as well as your free-ranging curiosity, but we know you're headed in what is bound to be an interesting direction. Congratulations, Drake.
Clayton Howard.
Clay, you are kind and humble, with a positive attitude and upbeat demeanor that make you universally well-liked. In your senior speech, you shared with us the ways in which you've turned what some would consider a disadvantage into a challenge that has made you stronger. You have a stellar work ethic, and you have thought deeply about how you learn. You also have the rare ability to successfully apply that insight to all that you do. We look forward to seeing when you hitch your rich imagination to your capacity for hard work. Congratulations, Clay.
JJ Huggins.
JJ, some might mistake your laid-back demeanor as aloof or too cool for school. But it quickly became apparent to us that behind that demeanor lies an open heart. Your easygoing nature earned you the respect of your teachers and peers alike. In the classroom, you could always be counted on to give your best effort to demonstrate that open-heartedness in dialogue or in interactions with your classmates. We know that your sincerity of purpose and your willingness to work will put you on the path to success wherever your journey takes you. Congratulations, JJ.
Willa Faith Imhoff.
Willa, you're like a hummingbird, zipping between ideas and problems that need solving. However, your heart is huge, like an elephant's. You possess the coyote's dedication to the pack, your family and friends, but you can also be fiercely independent, like a bull. You have the smarts and playfulness of a fox, combined with the tenacity of a honey badger. But clearly, no matter the menagerie of characteristics we call off to try to describe who and what you are, there is truly no other creature in the world quite like you. We are honored to have been part of your pack and hope you will, like the favorite neighborhood cat, come back and visit often. Congratulations, Willa.
Juru Linda Jiang.
Linda, you don't ever go halfway. You always go full tilt. We see it in your approach to rock climbing. You don't just try a climb, you battle it, fingers pinching, sweat spraying. We see it in your hiking. When others are still squinting nervously up at a peak, you and your mom are already 12 miles up, headed straight to the summit. We see it in your academics. When you decide to improve your vocabulary, you don't just learn some words. You become a walking, talking dictionary. Not just diligent, but assiduous, sedulous, indefatigable. And Linda, we see it in your friendships. You aren't just nice. You listen and remember the details of our stories. And when we aren't with you, you think about how you can make our lives better. You have succeeded. Congratulations, Linda.
Felicia Sonia Jing.
Felicia, Sonoma Academy's mission asks that students be creative, ethical, and committed to learning. You have truly embodied this call during your 4 years here. An amazing artist, you have been the recipient of several Scholastic Art Awards for your work, and you led the way in successfully reinvigorating the visual arts presence during this year's Evening of the Arts. As a senior coordinator of the school's Judicial Honor Council, you have been a consistent voice for fairness and compassion, and as a learner, you have always followed your own path with big and original ideas as your passport to unexplored regions of the mind. We have marveled at your ability to face challenge head on and we know that your future is one of boundless possibility. Congratulations, Felicia.
Christian Alexander Johansson.
Christian, if anyone is capable of creating a compassionate robot, it's you. With your tinkerer's nature, your engineer's mind, and your good heart. For you are that rare combination of intellectual fire and genuine niceness. You pursue that which interests you with limitless enthusiasm. You are generous and patient when sharing your knowledge and passion, yet your humble demeanor and warmth put others at ease. You are as comfortable at the workbench as you are on the stage, where you bring rich and funny characters to life. You spoke to us eloquently of the fear of inadequacy, reminding us that it is our light and our power which we most fear. We know that you will always be a light to others in the world you inhabit, as you have been to us here. Congratulations, Christian.
Aaron Kavanaugh Kivett.
Aaron, you told us in your senior speech that you weren't supposed to be here, and that knowing that made you feel like you needed to do something impressive with your life to prove that you were here for a reason. Grounded and articulate, curious and community-minded, a maker of art, a seeker of knowledge, and an asker of questions, you are a balance of maturity and adventurousness, as you showed when you decided to go on vision quest, scrapping your original, more ordinary plan. What better lesson could you have brought back to share with all of us than that your grand purpose in life is just to be and to live, a lesson it takes some of us many years to learn. As you go out into the world, immersing yourself in new experiences, we know that that purpose will always guide you well. Congratulations, Aaron.
Sean Thomas Neeland.
Sean, from the start, you have been a great supporter of and participant in our athletic program. You represented us proudly for 4 years on the basketball court, serving as team captain in your junior and senior years. Off the court, you are a gifted storyteller and an insightful student. People who know you best have been charmed by your vulnerability, your sense of humor, and your generous spirit. For all you have accomplished at SA, we can't help but think that you are only beginning to scratch the surface of your potential. Congratulations, Sean.
Jackson Riley Ray Kyle Jr. Lassiter.
Jack, you bring a sense of fun to everything you do, and your joy is contagious. We often see you running because you're often headed to the next exciting thing, and you can get just as excited about a great meal as you do about a new concept or idea. In your sophomore year, on a whim, you tried out for a play, and you've gone on to starring roles. We've loved you as villains, witches, Greek gods, as well as a founding member of our award-winning baseball team, an all-star and one of our resident zany pranksters. You are visually and spatially gifted, lighting up rooms with your smile, your presence, and your lighting designs. You can fix anything, and you are a determined academic. We admire your creativity, your magnanimous spirit, and the unapologetic joy with which you move through life. Congratulations, Jack.
Javier Lema.
Javi, you're bright, energetic, ever smiling, and you love a challenge. Your eyes sparkle even brighter when it's time to give an engineering presentation to the entire student body, or do a calculus problem, or step it up in one of the many sports that you play: soccer, baseball, tennis. You move the ball forward, literally on the field and figuratively in the classroom, and you're known for getting the job done. Yet, you're collaborative and you easily connect with others, making you a well-liked and respected member of our community. Congratulations, Javi.
Analea Lutenegger.
Analea, you are the kind of person who takes brave leaps of faith, like when you left your family and your friends in Switzerland to come to study in the U.S. and joined us as our first and only European international student in your sophomore year. And when you leapt from sophomore year to senior year this year. You've done all of that with true international spirit. You're the first to try something new and a kind friend to all. You're also perceptive and thoughtful in class discussion and in your work. When asked to write your personal motto, you shared the following words of wisdom: "Don't dream your life, live your dream." Well, we've certainly seen you do that here. May you always live out the dreams you have. Congratulations, Analea.
Kuntai Eric Liang.
Eric, you have mastered the art of deadpan humor and mild self-depreciation to put others at ease. While at first quiet and seemingly shy, once you're comfortable, your confidence and flair come through. You are a serious student who never takes himself too seriously, always enjoying a laugh with friends and teachers. And with great curiosity about culture, music, art, and design, and an aesthetic approach that blends East and West, you will bring a new eye to any of the worlds you choose to inhabit, whether here, in China, or anywhere else you may choose to make home. Congratulations, Eric.
Guanshen Colvin Lin.
Colvin, you have the kind of pioneering spirit that caused you to travel halfway around the world, leaving your family behind to pursue your education here with us. You were one of our very first international students and have been remarkably brave in taking on the challenges of living and learning in a different culture. You are tenacious and willing to take a stand, as well as to speak on behalf of others. You are bright and curious and ambitious in your academic pursuits. There's an intensity and resilience at your core that keeps you going through thick and thin, and we know that this will continue to serve you well. Congratulations, Colvin.
Lucas Lawrence.
Lucas, you are a tapestry of humor, wit, camaraderie, leadership, responsibility, and boyish charm. In fact, so intricate is your design that we could throw long lists of adjectives into the mix: creative, collaborative, persistent, and still not really capture all that makes you, you. Your range is diverse: lacrosse player, mountain biker, guitarist, lone member of the SA golf team. Diligent student, good friend, classic car enthusiast, and your way is always playful and unique. Congratulations, Lucas.
Sierra Taylor Makarowski.
Sierra, for 4 years you have celebrated the accomplishments of your peers by writing about them in our school newspaper. You have been a regular contributor to the online debate journal Point of Information, in which you have written about the most recent tournaments and its winners. As debate captain and champion debater yourself, You spend the wee hours of the night baking cookies and making salads for your teammates to enjoy while on the road. Well, Sierra, it's time to celebrate yourself. Your humility and your empathy are only matched by your razor-sharp intellect and your eloquence. You speak and write in phrases and sentences that make indelible impressions on your teachers and peers. Undoubtedly, you will be the subject of as many or more articles at college than you have written of others here. Congratulations, Sierra.
Congratulations.
Grace Annabelle Corison Martin.
Grace, our community has truly felt the grace of your presence. From your sparkling performances on the stage to directing the Evening of the Arts with true command. You brought a whole new level of talent, determination, and maturity to your acting work. And you shared your love of dance by teaching numerous exploratory classes, as well as choreographing 2 Sonoma Academy shows. We have delighted in witnessing you find your voice and fully inhabit your feisty spirit. You have never let your irrefutable talent nor your lofty ambitions get in the way of you just being yourself. You are so aptly named. Congratulations, Grace.
George Hester Matten.
George, when you started at Sonoma Academy, you were already tall, and it seemed as if your head was often in the clouds of Taylor Mountain. In fact, we were not entirely sure you knew where you were from moment to moment. And we were delighted when the clouds lifted and you found your footing, expressing your talents on the stage in 3 major theater productions and killing it in concerts on your fiddle. Though a self-described introvert, you are an earnest and committed friend with a wry sense of humor. You inspired us with your honesty, humility, warmth, and generosity of spirit. Congratulations, George.
Marina Medon.
Marina, no one is really sure what your true identity is. Cupcake baker extraordinaire, Greek dancing phenomenon, photography prodigy, volleyball spiking marvel, Stella all-star, yearbook editing guru. In 4 years here, you've been all of these things and more. And yet, somehow, you also found time to attend class. We know this because along the way, you have also managed to become fluent in French and aced every math and science course you took. With your combination of drive, creativity, determination, and boundless energy, you have seemed to be everywhere at once, from the baseball dugout to the science lab. You are such a presence here that we can honestly say we will miss you in all your many roles, even more than we will miss the cupcakes.
Spencer Matella.
Spencer, you have been an Appalachian woodcutter, an Italian minstrel, a heavy metal singer, and the god of the sun. You have performed everything from Mozart to the Altman Brothers, but when the curtain closes, you are an emotional and enthusiastic leader on the lacrosse field and among your peers. Your positive energy and fun-loving attitude belie a true depth of character, where sensitivity meets strength, and where natural-born talent meets dedication to the craft, there stands Spencer Metela. Congratulations, Spencer.
Justin Min Nichols.
Justin, you're like the little light bulb that lights up when somebody has a great idea. Your love for learning is endless, and the joy you show every time you have an aha moment is truly inspiring for your teachers and peers. You are one of those rare individuals who understand intuitively that the beauty of demonstrating mastery is not so much in its final accomplishment, but in the discipline and commitment it took to get there. Whether in science classes or languages, at swim practice, or when you sit down at the piano, you have always made that hard work look easy, but we know it's not. While we hope you will always savor the accomplishment, more than that, we wish for you to always light up with joy as you set about the hard work of mastering whatever challenges you will take on next. Congratulations, Justin.
Isabella Nickel.
Izzy, you are our helper, our diplomat, and the spirit of compassion and altruism on campus. An exemplar of Tikkun Olam, the Jewish tradition of healing the world, you are always giving a helping hand to both your peers and your teachers. Your intrinsic sense of justice permeates everything you do. As a teaching assistant, a mentor to international students, an assistant director in the theater department, and more. You are a joy to your teachers, a role model to your peers, and will become a gentle but unrelenting force for peace and community as you move on in the world. Congratulations, Izzy.
Logan McGowan Noel.
Logan, in your senior speech, you shared with us the incredible experience of lying on your stomach, looking down 700 sheer feet to the ocean from the edge of Ireland's famous cliffs of Moher. Our perspective on your time here has been much like yours atop those cliffs, awe-inspiring. You have wowed us in the classroom with your drive and intellect, brought us to standing ovations with your stellar theater performances, and opened many of our minds to new ways of thinking with your outstanding debate skills, all with the relaxed demeanor of someone who looks like he's waiting patiently in line for a lobster roll. Come fall, however, you'll be trading your pastel polos for Windy City duds, and one of the nation's great intellectual institutions will be welcoming one of Sonoma Academy's most impressive minds. We can't wait to see what you will accomplish next. Congratulations, Logan.
Ryan James Spindler O'Hara.
Ryan, you are a man of complementary contradictions. Your attitude toward life is laid back, yet upbeat, two traits that blend seamlessly into your warm personality. Someone who knows you as a founding member of our baseball program might be surprised to see you also playing cello side by side with your sister in the string ensemble. In class, you are logical, yet imaginative, reserved until the moment you enlighten the group with your big ideas. We will think of your departure in a similar frame of mind, grateful for the time you spent here and wistful that it is already time for you to move on. Congratulations, Ryan.
Sinclair McCready Perrer.
Sinclair, with the maturity and follow-through of an adult, you still manage to maintain the joy and excitement of possibility that few adults can muster. And we love the way your voice fills with energy and enthusiasm when you present new perspectives and possibilities. Your independent work ethic and diligence in your studies led you to be the first SA student to complete the environmental stewardship concentration. Steely tenacity and unwavering cheerfulness are the rare combination of qualities that we feel defines you most. And these will be your faithful companions as you step out into the big world to pursue your dreams. Congratulations, Sinclair.
Autumn Rockerbomber.
Autumn, though you've only been with us since your junior year, we've come to know you as quirky, spunky, and absolutely fearless. You jumped into the heart of our community and made us feel as if you've always been a part of it. You're an expert at moving between worlds, flexible and adaptable, but also laid back and kind, as well as a loyal friend. You've made your mark here academically by pursuing advanced math and science courses, as well as by your verve on the basketball court. You've shown us the wisdom of putting yourself out there, even if you are unsure of the outcome. We know that this confident willingness to open yourself up to the world will reward you immeasurably throughout your life. Congratulations, Autumn.
Christopher Xenophon Reed.
Chris, you are the only student to ever look fantastic sporting a phony mustache, and you wore it upside down. You have led others through thick and thin with your optimism, your ineffable cheer, and your ability to weave any situation into a story. We will always remember your tales of being stalked by a Hell's Angel, or how you sprinted into the darkness after a six-hour drive home from Weaverville. Your humor adds perspective and insight into the direst and most frightening of circumstances, which is why those around you inevitably feel like they are living in the pages of a modern epic. We will always remember what gentleness, kindness, and compassion lay beneath your humor and intellectual prowess. Congratulations, Chris.
Cassidy Day Rife.
Cassidy, we have come to know you as passionate, strong, and wise. Your easygoing friendliness welcomes all, providing a wellspring of peace and calm amidst the storm. The confidence and wisdom you share radiate from a core of sublime courage and bravery. You have looked within yourself and found your wings, both literal and metaphorical. Whether soaring through the air as the Sugar Plum Fairy or tackling our toughest classes, you are triumphant. We know as you leave us, no matter the path, you will continue to embody strength, flexibility, and grace, both on and off the stage. Congratulations, Cassidy.
Zoe Martha Risher.
Zoe, you came to us after having lived in Spain for 7 years, an already experienced world traveler. Your cosmopolitan maturity and the way in which you could bring experience to bear in your studies could be felt from the very first class with us. Your global experiences add so many rich layers to your intellectual curiosity. A true star in the Spanish class, a dedicated science student, and a ferocious reader. You put your heart into everything you do. No matter what the topic of discussion is, you stand out for being analytical and open-minded and for always staying true to yourself. We admire your ability to adapt to new circumstances and your courage to take risks, real risks. Who else would dare to dye her gorgeous hair with Kool-Aid? That's why we love you, Zoe. And we know that when life gives us lemons, you will make us lemonade. Congratulations, Zoe.
Elizabeth Yelitsa Ristic.
Liz, you are outgoing yet humble, sarcastically hilarious yet sweet. Simply by being yourself, you serve as a great example to your peers, whether that is in the way you honor your friendships or the way you tackle academic obstacles. Your artistic and aesthetic skills are well known, and you are unafraid of expressing your opinion, especially about whether someone can get away with wearing those shoes without outfit. Sassy and pure of heart, rumor has it that you are also a fiercely competitive dancer. We believe in you, Liz, and we know that your spirit will carry you as far as you want it to go. Congratulations, Liz.
Camille Bandiera Roche.
Camille, though you joined our community in midstream, your easygoing nature meant that you had no trouble going with the flow right from the start. You distinguished yourself on the volleyball court in your perceptive written work and in class, where you were unafraid to solve problems for the group. You have an open-minded nature and mature outlook on life, and a quiet wit that you save for those closest to you. We so wish we had more time with you, but we are eager to watch you soar into the next phase of your life. Congratulations, Camille.
Eli Samuel Rosen Duran.
Eli, you're hungry. Like, hollow leg, where does he put all that food kind of hungry? But also intellectually hungry, insatiable for ideas and connections. And you've got a boundless energy that you bring to all that you do, whether out on the track, where you're a star runner, as well as captain of the cross-country and track and field teams for the past 2 years, or fearless co-leader of Student Leadership Council. You can dive down and focus deeply, or dart from one fascinating topic to the next, as intellectually quick as you are sheer-footed. You're enthusiastic and joyful, silly, funny, social, and always at the center of things, bringing people together. When coupled with your endless reservoirs of energy and adequately fueled by all the food you eat, there's no telling how far you'll be able to run. Congratulations, Eli.
Martha Rose Rubart.
Martha, you have an uncanny ability to look both inward and outward and transform what you find into something beautiful. Your introspective nature has helped you to learn about yourself and grow into a strong, confident young woman. Your eye for detail has been evident in your academics and your stunning artistic endeavors. Through your participation in Vision Quest and international adventures, you have stretched the boundaries of your comfort zone and become a keen observer of life. As a health and wellness TA, you brought a quiet wisdom to your interactions with your younger students and demonstrated that sometimes looking within is both the most challenging and most rewarding perspective. Congratulations, Martha.
Sakoa Onuri Kwan Salkin.
Sakoa, you are, simply put, one of the kindest people any of us have ever met. Your company is sought out for many reasons: your warmth, your generosity, your ever-present smile. But it's mostly because of your heart. It's huge and wide open, and there's always room for everyone. You can bring your heart and fine mind into all you do. From challenging conventional wisdom in the classroom, to leading our community on issues of diversity, to finding true joy in learning about other cultures. Thank you for sharing your heart with us, and know that you'll always have a place in ours. Congratulations, Sakala.
Olivia Schaefers.
Olivia, from your very first year here, your thoughtful and selfless commitment has been inspiring. From baking pies to collecting clothes, you model integrity and service. You do the right things for the right reasons, even though no one's looking. Although you may appear understated and quiet, your heart holds a warrior's battle cry that is never clearer than on the volleyball court. For 4 years, you have strengthened us, both as an athlete and as a citizen. The ferocity of your dedication to your team, your school, and your community assures us that no matter where you are, the world around you will be improved simply because you're in it. You have shown us how to be better than we are, and we are grateful. Congratulations, Olivia.
Carlton Mowry Teal Smith.
Carl, there was a point this year when you were everywhere. On stage singing for the a cappella choir, playing Fast and Furious on the soccer field, in the classroom tackling a challenging calculus conundrum, always amiable and friendly. In fact, you once got in trouble for giving too many hugs. Inquisitive and collaborative, you truly thrive when the reins of learning are turned over to you. While others might lose their way without structure, your curious mind acts like a divining rod for knowledge, able to find just the right information needed to achieve your next goal. We'll miss your Renaissance talents and your puppy-like presence. Congratulations, Carl.
Olivia Jane Smith.
Olivia, you're the embodiment of positivity, energy, and the coyote spirit. Your list of accolades, achievements, and leadership positions goes on and on. On the court, as captain of the volleyball team, behind the podium, leading the speech team, representing your school as an all-star, and that's just a taste of what you've given to our school. Your academic prowess and artistic talents are equally impressive. The phrase infectious enthusiasm comes up often in connection with your name, and those around you push themselves even harder when they see you give 110% in all that you do. Every school needs leaders like you, Olivia. As you move on to your next challenge, you leave a large void and even larger shoes to fill. Congratulations, Olivia.
Paige Annalise Spradlin.
Paige, just as we do at community meeting, we may ask what PS stands for. PS stands for powerful and strong. This is the side of you that we see on the soccer field. You are fast and furious, assertive and skilled. PS stands for patient and savvy. In the classroom, you work diligently, ask questions until you have a deep understanding and have met your own very high expectations. PS stands for positive and social. You are a wonderful friend and a very positive influence on those all around you. On this day, PS stands for the awesome Paige Spradlin.
Savannah Lee Stoughton.
Savannah, athletes across Sonoma County are smiling today, knowing that they don't have to face you in a basketball or soccer match next year. You leave Sonoma Academy as one of our most decorated student athletes of all time, but you remain humble and are a true team player. You have brought so much more than goals or baskets to our school, though. You are a reliable friend, amazing teammate, and respected leader, not just on your team, but in the classroom and our community. We look forward to seeing you excel playing college soccer, and unlike our opponents, we will miss seeing you in a SA uniform next season. Congratulations, Savannah.
Tevin Clarence Strand Brown.
Tevin, you are a man with plans. Tough math problem? You whip out a calculator or a notebook or a phone watch thingy or something like that you have, and you tackle that problem with glee. Essay due on a particular challenging text, you think deeply, ponder with the gravitas of a Greek philosopher, then create a work of originality and beauty. Somebody needs help, a friend, or just a few words of encouragement, you appear, smiling, and lend a hand. The only thing you don't seem to have a plan for is joy, for it simply appears in everything you do. Congratulations, Tevin.
Samantha Fitzgerald Sweeney.
Samantha, you finished your academic career at SA in strong fashion, doing some of your best work in the home stretch of your senior year. This fact is a testament not only to your determination, but to your maturity and self-awareness. You are the kind of person who keeps her head, even if all those around you are already packaging theirs up in cardboard boxes and sending them off to college. You are funny, wise, and straightforward. People who know you best appreciate your candor and your no-nonsense attitude towards life. A loyal friend and confidant, you are someone who instinctively places a high value on the bonds that hold us together as a community. Congratulations, Samantha.
Squid Robin Tamar Mattis.
Squid, you said in your senior speech that you hate everyone. But we know better. Whether volunteering at Children's Village, where the children cherish your authenticity, or taking a stand against bullying by participating in the National Day of Silence every year, your commitment to others belies your stated misanthropy. You simply see the world as it could be, and you are not afraid to challenge the status quo, especially where you find injustice. You have a monster intellect and an absolute hunger for knowledge that runs parallel with a no-nonsense work ethic you bring to everything you do, from tackling new languages as diverse as Mandarin and Esperanto to performing in the school musical. You are known as a samurai musician because the ensemble can always count on you to get the job done. Wherever your search for the truth takes you, we know that your strong sense of self and moral compass will guide you. Congratulations, Squid.
Aiden Turan.
Aiden, you have an alchemical combination of energy, sincerity, and intellectualism that you bring both to the classroom and your leadership. We will long remember your dynamic and sincere speech for Senior Representative Junior Honor Council Coordinator that won you this coveted position and the respect of your classmates. You've turned adversity into authentic growth and have continually wowed us with your willingness to volunteer for tasks large and small. When we added the tennis team this year, you became a senior leader with your grace and talent both on and off the court. Most of all, Aiden. We love your exuberant warmth and big dreams that we know you will achieve bit by bit, day by day. Congratulations, Aiden.
Lucas Christian Tomervik.
Lucas, you're always ready for the next big step. You hold yourself to a high standard and are committed to making sure that everything you do is done well. Although laid back and well respected, you've got an intense drive and determination to do your best. This, coupled with an intellectual curiosity that spans our curriculum, has made you one of our best students. Outside of the classroom, you've been a key support to your peers, always listening, always there, and a hardworking basketball player for the past 4 years. We will miss your inimitable smile and constant kindness. Congratulations, Lucas.
Tesha Moran Tuttle Vanderhorst.
Tasha, you are known for your dedication to the people around you, the ideas you believe in, and the pursuits you have chosen. Though it might make you laugh to hear it, the one word we would choose to describe you is poised. Your charming and unflappable stage presence, your candor and steadfastness during class discussion, the tenacity and courage you routinely show in the face of life's many obstacles. You have many gifts, Tasha, but perhaps none more vital than being able to appreciate both the seriousness and the not-so-serious aspects of the world around you. We will miss your curiosity, your passion, and the merriment which seems to follow you wherever you go. Congratulations, Tesha.
Jonah Vogel.
Jonah, your presence here has been a gift to us. You are strong yet gentle, aspiring yet calm, fearless, sincere, and wise beyond your years. When we think of you, we think of your deep and strong connection with nature and your commitment to building community. So much a part of who you are and what you plan to do and be. Whether you were working in the village park garden, excelling in your environmental classes, off on backpacking adventures, or making plans to work on organic farms during your gap year, you reminded us that while the world and our environment may face many problems, there you will be. Intelligent, grounded, open-minded, passionate. That's just the kind of hope and promise we are celebrating today. Congratulations, Jonah.
Robert Thomas Weber.
Robert, many of us were introduced to you pumping up the crowd while singing Stevie Wonder your freshman year. Well, the audience went wild for this show-stealing freshman talent, and the applause has never stopped. You are one of the true leaders on campus as a speech captain, in basketball, as an all-star, and much more. Your attention to detail and commitment to success are legendary. In every endeavor, you are 100% dedicated to excellence. And we know that success and achievement will follow you everywhere you go. Congratulations, Robert.
Please join me in congratulating the class of 2015.
Sonoma Academy Director of Music Benjamin Mertz will now lead us in singing the school song.
Our founding humanities teacher, Jamie Murray, wrote the words and music, and our director of finance, Doris Hogel, did the arrangement. You'll find the words on the back of your program. Benjamin will first ask the seniors to stand and sing, and then we'll all stand and sing with them a second time through. And at this moment, and so many more, we think also of Doug Gallagher, who for 11 years led us in song at graduation. As we sing this afternoon, Doug, you are here with us in the valley and in the hillsides, and you will be in our hearts now and forever.
Please stand, graduates. This is our starting note. And do me a favor and sing this one out to the community. Go ahead and turn out to your family and friends. Turn out to your family and friends and sing it to them. Here we are. And when sun shines on the valley, you're in our hearts forever. When rain falls on the hillside, you're in our hearts forever. And though we'll travel far, from mountains to the seas, you're in our hearts forever. Sonoma Academy, Sonoma Academy. All right. Now face me, graduates. Ivy Zenobi and the string ensemble will help us. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join us and let us sing together. Let me hear the C one more time. Here we are. 1, 2, 3, and when sun shines on the valley, you're in our hearts forever. When rain falls on the hillside, you're in our hearts forever. And though we'll travel far, from mountains to the seas, you're in our hearts forever. Sonoma Academy, Sonoma Academy.
All right, I will bring this graduation, please be seated, to a close with the Sonoma Academy farewell. Graduates, as you leave this place, may you go calmly amid the noise and haste of the world. May the gift of silence awaken you to the present moment. And may you learn the importance of keeping peace with your soul. Resolve to be tender with the young, compassionate with the aged, sympathetic with the striving, and tolerant with the weak and the wrong. Sometime in your life, you will have been all of these. Remember that each time you close your heart to another, you add to the darkness. May you travel from this moment forward in awareness of our bonds to one another and to the earth, and in commitment to your communities wherever they might be. Go in peace. Be always thankful. Love one another. Amen. And now, the recessional with a little music and some refreshments on the plaza. Please remain seated, audience, until the stage party and the faculty have recessed and our graduates have passed through the archway we will form on their way up to the Central Plaza. Meet us up there. Doom.
Off we go.
Like a fool, I went and stayed too long. Now I'm wondering if your love's still strong. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Then that time I went and said goodbye. Now I'm back and not ashamed to cry. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Here I am, baby, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Here I am, baby, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Seen a lot of things in this old world. When I touched them, they did nothing, girl. Oh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Oh.